All right, we're gonna see how long I can keep going tonight. It's only 4:30, but we'll see. The next quest is where knowledge leads. The O in knowledge is an infinity symbol. The 90-degree turned 8, more or less. Given to us by Early on J, level 89. South. Oh, should I get that etherite? Abode of the Ia. Actually, yeah, let's go do that really quick. I don't suspect I will need it soon, but it's nice to have it. Okay. Where knowledge leads. Ere we join the Ia, there is one trifling matter I would fain investigate. Mercy, Grahatia, might I trouble you for your assistance? But of course. I'm sure I nodded. My thanks. We shall head outside the abode if you would kindly follow me. I know not what mischief you are plotting, Early on Jay, but I trust you have our best interests at heart, says Y'shtola. The rest of us shall go on ahead to Elegia. Lest you worry, we won't start without you. He gives a bow to her. I think he's going to talk to us about Y'shtola. I have suspicions that Y'shtola is going to be the next to sacrifice. We head far east. What the heck? Dude. Okay. Just barren sand. We have some monoliths, some upright stone block. They're not blocks so much. They're hard to describe because they're like stalagmites, but they're thicker. Are cairns? No, that's not right. I feel like there's a name for these kind of structures, but if there is, I could have learned it but forgotten it, or I never learned it. Either way, it's not helpful. Oh, uh-oh. A mean Ia has attacked or wants to attack us, but we're gonna outrun it. Alright. We're standing next to a kind of crescent-shaped... No. If you picture a lowercase e, it's backwards, but that's what this water body looks like. So you got the bottom part of the E, you got sand where there isn't E, and then the upper part of the E is like the eye of it. It's kind of what this looks like. I mean, it's a pretty big lowercase backwards E, but it's still cool. Early on J, let's go. What you got? Aye, this place shall serve. Is it the spring that you wish to investigate? Says Graha. Pray forgive me, my friends, but there's naught to investigate. I know. 'Twas but a pretense to speak in private. I know. You have our undivided attention. And the screen goes black. We get like a helicopter view of the Ia home area with all like the hanging down like thick crystal things. And as we have established, here in Ultima Thule, those denizens of ruined stars are recreated in their twilight days. Yet one question doth arise in my mind. So faithfully formed are the simulacra, they believe themselves yet amongst the living. How dost thou suppose this is possible? You go back to present company. So it's not about Y'shtola. My options are Medion has taken their hearts unto herself, or Medion made contact with them while they still lived, Or I couldn't begin to guess. I don't feel like guessing, honestly. I don't know. Oh shoot, hold on a second. Yeah, what's up? Alright, have a great 5 days? 6? Yeah. Should be. Yeah, good luck, my dude. Later. He doesn't usually call me out of the blue, but it's all good. Wait, what if Meteon visited the dragons in the Ea while they still lived? Says Graha. I mean, you can tell the difference in their voices when I do them. If so, she could have made their emotions her own, and with them create more faithful simulacra than had she relied on any historical account. Oriange nods. So too did I theorize, and upon that assumption, consider how those two races may have met their demise. According to thine own tale, Meteon perceiveth the emotions of those nearby as her own, a heightened sense of empathy intrinsic to her nature as an enteleki. In the course of her starfaring journey, if she encountered beings who strongly desired a cessation of their existence, she would be powerless before that desire. Oriange nods again. Even as she possesseth the power to grant it, the power of Dynamis. 'Tis my supposition that, overwhelmed by their longing for death, Meteon did unleash Dynamis and ushered the dragons and the Ea unto their doom. So she used Dynamis to make the machines that killed fought the dragons and won? But the Ea unmade themselves, so what? But the Ea, Of course, such was not always the outcome. Full many stars she did find already lost to ruin. Did she find? In order to create a terminus, however, the fervent desire for the end is essential. Therefore, should you struggle to find the way forward, pray ask yourselves this. In the place where you stand, whose is the soul that yearneth most desperately for oblivion? Why do you tell us this now? He smiles. Ne'er again would I betray your trust. This pledge I did make to my comrades. In bringing thee into my confidence, I would remain true to my word. I look like I'm getting a little sad. As for thee, let us consider it my fitting reward for the secrets I harbored for the Crystal Exarch. I once placed my faith in thy chosen path, walking at thy side full knowing that we were bound for thy demise. I ask now that thou returnest the favor, and abide in faith as I fulfill mine own destiny. If you say my debt has come due, how am I to refuse? He looks down dejectedly at that. Graha does. 'Tis indelicate of me, I know full well, and I can but beg thy forgiveness. Yet even if I must needs to go to such lengths, I cannot well feign ignorance of the answer I have found within. The answer to the question, in what moment might I stand strongest? I give him a nod. After all that we've been through, I will say only this. Do what you must, and see your conviction through. Oriange nods. I shall, my friend, I shall. Without further ado, then, let us go join our comrades. Alright. So, I don't know how it is for sure going to happen, but I'll make another prediction after this. Graha's just thinking. Let us be off to Elegia. I've decided to call it Elegia. It's just I have to remember to pronounce it that way. My prediction... I can just teleport. 70 gil. My prediction is... I'm glad I got that ether right now. I don't know who's going to win, but I think Y'shtola plans to be the next to sacrifice. I think Urian J is going to try to step in instead. I do not know who's going to win. I could be wrong about it all, so we'll see. We'll talk to Y'shtola to finish the quest. It seems everyone is accounted for. Shall we then? Cutscene.
Please continue. Tell us about this truth you discovered.
Very well. Bear in mind, however, that the purpose of this conversation is not to impart scholarly knowledge, for such requires that you comprehend the subject matter, which you will not.
Okay.
We will forego the intricacies of our scientific methodology and deal only with the conclusion, the end of our society and our world. We acknowledge, with regret, that your star is in the midst of the same panic-induced cataclysm that befell Deneb-3.
Deneb-3 seems to be the name of their world.
As such, in order to avoid causing undue distress, we will refrain from explicitly stating how much time you have remaining.
You are entirely too kind. I pray you recount your tale as you see fit.
One of the heads does the pop-up
In the
balloon.
beginning, the universe was but a tiny particle. Then suddenly, this particle began to expand.
Universe, tiny particle. Okay.
Having remained entirely in the bounds of your star, the phenomenon may be difficult for your kind to grasp. But this expansion has since continued unabated.
That's basically how our view of how the universe started. I don't know about pinpoint. I don't know if you could have the density of the entire universe in the... Maybe pinpoint's just the relative term.
Speculating that the universe could not grow indefinitely, we sought to learn what might occur, and made a worrying discovery.
Getting into the creation of the universe, by the way, is very trippy. Obviously, you have the people who have religion that believe that a god created the universe, and then... But, like, if you have that... What was this god or these gods? What were they doing before then? Just existing with nothingness? And the other side of it is if you have the Big Bang Theory and you have the entire universe expanding out from a single point in one massive explosion, where did that mass come from? Was that mass just sitting, like this little pinpoint of mass was just sitting in an empty universe, aside from that pinpoint of mass, and then all of a sudden, boom, expansion, development of worlds, stars, solar systems, galaxies. What's before what we consider the beginning, you know? Crazy. Because, like, time, as we know it, seemingly has to have a beginning, right? Or not?
The stars will continue to spread apart, as will their finite thermal energies. Eventually, all heavenly bodies will grow cold and freeze. No new stars will be born, and the universe will enter into an eternal ice age.
Could be that, or the stars go supernova and explode and destroy everything in their solar system. And
hopes of proving that this determination was erroneous. We scrutinized our research from all angles, even as we sought to avert the everlasting winter. The endeavor proved fruitless. So infamously so, in fact, that it became synonymous with vain effort. The universe as we know it would end, and there is no way to prevent it.
Yeah?
Beneath the weight of this knowledge, our society stagnated. Though we had time still, it was a cold comfort.
See, this is the problem, though. The universe is eventually going to end. Fine. You can't find a way to prevent this end. Fine. So just live your lives, dude. Find enjoyment however you can. If you feel like you don't want to subject future generations to the eventual end of the universe, I guess don't have kids. But there's a lot of joy to be found in that. And is this like, it's like nihilism, right? Is that kind of what they're going with? Is nothing matters? Isn't that nihilism in a nutshell?
Why strive for anything when desolation is assured? When our wealth of wisdom, accumulated since the dawning of our kind, would be forever lost. No civilization would rise from our ashes. No scholar recover our knowledge. In silence unbroken, naught would stir. Intellect was once our pride. Overnight, it became our shame. Our works, monuments to futility.
Just a second. This one will actually be really quick because I did it. Boom, 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 boom. Okay.
Immortality, our greatest invention, became a source of suffering. Rather than suffer on, many chose to unmake themselves by means of etheric exsanguinators.
Exsanguination is being...
Etched upon these stones are the testaments of such souls. Though many left no words at all, thinking it a pointless gesture.
So not to be too gross or to teach anything they don't need to know right now, but exsanguination is to be basically removing all blood from a human body and probably other bodies that run on blood. Just remove it all. Just let it all drain out or pull it all out with a vacuum system. Or so exsanguination of ether would be to pull all the ether out of these beings who have made themselves immortal without like corporeal flesh bodies. And so these monoliths, as I'm calling them, the beings that chose to kill themselves, basically. Gosh, this is dark. Some of them chose to leave behind words, phrases, knowledge. Some didn't, thinking it pointless.
Once we have obtained vessels of flesh, we likewise intend to vanish. If you understand this, understand aught of our tale, you will abandon your quest for knowledge. Ignorance truly is bliss. If you would cling to your illusory happiness, remain primitive and pure. It is the only way.
Y'shtola and these beings are having a stare down for a second.
So that's your story. While I appreciate your advice, I will not heed it. Convinced though you may be of this truth, it is yours and not mine. Indeed, truth, I have ever believed, is in the eye of the beholder.
Incorrect. But whatever. Truth is truth.
Are you suggesting that we have reached a faulty conclusion? That our science failed us?
Hardly. As you yourself said, the subject matter is beyond my comprehension.
Yeah. She's not talking about the truth, like what is factual. She is talking about their interpretation of the universe is going to end, so why bother? That's the problem. I'm hoping that, I'm pretty sure that's what she's saying. She's just using words that don't make sense for that, but whatever.
And that, I accept, is true. I do not possess the knowledge to prove or disprove your conclusion. In my mortal years, I doubt I could even approach the wisdom of the air. But of one thing am I absolutely certain. I would not be happier in ignorance.
She walks forward toward them.
Y'shtola, no! You mustn't!
The most important lesson I've learned is that learning isn't simply passing one's eyes over words.
Urian J thrust out an arm to block Alice from advancing. But he's making no moves to take her place right now. Y'shtola's place.
Nay, 'tis when understood for oneself that knowledge attains its true value. This is what has sustained me, driven me onward in joy and wonder, in anger and sorrow. The universe may end, and all may be for naught, but I will live as I always have. I will always seek out new knowledge, and no conclusion of yours, no matter how grim, can dampen my desire.
I suppose it is only to be expected. Their feeble minds cannot fathom the terrifying gravity of it all.
Kudg has begun to roil with black, smoky energy.
But worry not. We consider it our duty to enlighten you, and we will not stop until you grasp the full extent of our despair.
As do his companions. They all explode, turn into a blackbird again. That's gonna be something to do with Medion, isn't it? And now, it looks like a dust
Keep
storm.
calm and listen well.
Like a black dust storm around Y'shtola, just like Estinian.
Though my body will soon dissipate, there may be a way to restore it. Azim's magic. So long as our souls remain, you can use it to summon us back. But you mustn't, for it would mean losing our way forward. This I only reveal so that you can promise not to invoke the magic. We came here knowing what victory may cost, so press on. Press on, and do not look back.
Urian J takes some steps forward.
I shall join thee. As subterfuge is not required, thou shalt not suffer for mine absence.
Urianger.
What?
My resolve hath never been as strong as thine. Full oft have I wavered in my decisions, and afterwards been stricken with regret.
What purpose would both of them? Okay, we'll see.
In spite of this, I may still stand with my comrades, supporting them as they attempt the greatest of feats. This truth I have learned in the course of our journey. And many though my shortcomings may be, I may also claim to excel in prophecies. My studies, into which have granted me the flexibility of mind needed to bend this malleable reality. Thus shall I hope that thou mayest have the strength to resist, and our comrades the strength to continue.
With you to urge us on, how could we possibly fail?
Is she gonna step out? Nope. Okay, it's gonna take a moment. And they're gone. Same as Estinian. All of the Ia are gone as well. There is a beam of blue energy. Or like a, yeah, beam.
What's this? An extinguished civilization? Rekindled?
That's right. Our quest doesn't end here. We'll press on, and we will find you.
There. That's where you'll find me.
I think she's pointing to like the thing I'm calling a planet that's in the sky. That's far too close.
Is that another star?
Of the stars we visited, most were already devoid of life. And where there was life still, the inhabitants wished for death.
That's a weird expansion. Like they just the story writing is saying that every civilization eventually finds the truth that the universe will one day end, or actually no, a lot of the civilizations came to different ends. So well, yeah.
But even death, we learned, isn't truly the end. It is but a part of the cycle of rebirth. Souls return to the star, or in its absence, a larger flow. And eventually they are reborn, alive again, to know suffering anew. True salvation lies not in dying. It lies in not being born.
Oh, so she's prevented the
This
rebirth.
is the gift I would give to you. To all life on beautiful Atheris.
To know true oblivion, never being put back into the living world again.
To that end, we created an egg wherein life cannot quicken. That dead sun.
So I was describing it as a planet. It is. Do you know how when lava cools or is hit by water and cools, it forms crust, it forms rock? That's kind of what this dead sun looks like that she's alluding to, or specifically describing. It looks like this massive ball of just rock, but like you have these little bits here and there that kind of look like lava flow underneath. Actually, that's probably like the best way to describe it. Little lava pools here and there, little like tiny lava rivers, but mostly just like very like 99% mostly just rock.
Attain it if you can. Before your friends' emotions fade away. Along with their protection.
And she's gone. I think I know what the picture for this video is going to be on YouTube. I was hoping it would be something else before Orion J stepped into it. Like there was a really good picture of the Scions watching as Y'shtola is enveloped. Like you can see the Scions, you can see the black purple tornado thing. You can see Y'shtola in it, but I can't do that because Urian J stepped in as well, and there was a picture later on. It does not include the Scions, but it includes Urian J and Y'shtola, so I think I know where I'm getting it, or when I'm getting it. I don't know the exact whatever, but so yeah, where knowledge leads is complete. I was I was partially right about my prediction that Y'shtola would be the next one to try to sacrifice herself. I was partially right as well that Urian J would step in. I did not think he would step in to join. So, interesting. Hope you enjoyed. I'll see you next time.